What's going on, everybody? This is David Mitchell here, and welcome to a new year and also a new season, or technically not a new season, but new year, and welcome to New Year's Day, and welcome to Fans of Train episode 58. But yeah, check settings real quick. I always use my tablet when it comes to YouTube to check the settings. So yeah, but welcome to episode 58 for Fans Train episode of the new year. And yeah, I love trains. So let's get it started. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's a big one. And I'm already going to be getting guests on. We're not doing magazines tonight. Not tonight, everybody. For the first episode of the new year. Next week, maybe. But yeah, let's get ready for Brightline. So, yep. Let's start the call.
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, welcome to the stream, guys.
Yo! Hello.
Oof. So, what are everybody thinking about the new year already for the first day of the new year?
It's been quite of a ride.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah, I could say the same.
Mm-hmm. Quiet first day of the new year, with ironic because I remember how last year began a bang.
Yeah, true.
Am I right?
True.
So
yeah, it actually aged well, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, well, thank God that 2022 over with. That was a roller coaster of a year.
Yeah. It's been a roller coaster. Lots of news in the rail industry.
Multiple time where railroad strikes almost happened, fallen flags, mergers, a lot.
Yep. Yeah.
Now,
so I've introduced a new friend of ours. He's been in the American Rail Club, but you haven't seen him active in that club. His name is A.K. Little Piff, but I don't know what his real name is. Let me see.
So, Little Piff, welcome to the stream, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. It's my honor as mine.
Mm-hmm. And repeat.
So, yeah, and by the way, my real name is Magic Blackjack, aka the Little Pip from the Fallout of Equestria series.
Oh!
So I can beat so much. Magic Blackjack. That's a Polish name.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I'm also the Fallout of Equestria character.
All right.
From Fallout of Equestria series, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Hey, well, Dimitri, you can say that they're not one Polish guy in the group anymore. They're two now.
South. Oh, we're talking about Southwest.
Oh.
Well, I remember.
Oh, yeah, Southwest had more cancellations today.
Yeah, I sent you the friend request, David Mitchell, so it's up to you if you want to.
Oh, I will send you the friend request or check out accepted after the live stream, bud.
Okay.
Hey, speed that.
So let me try to display something here real quick.
But yeah, but you. Southwest Airline had more cancellation today. Can you believe that?
Yeah, and they're trying to stop Texas Central, another high-speed rail project.
Hey, you know they're going to eventually fail at it again.
Oh, I know, but
Also in my country, the rail trains are having a strike.
Oof. That not good.
No,
You gotta be kidding me. In the well, I guess brother in the UK and the USA are doing it like brother and son. Like father and son.
True. Oof. But I hate to say it. If Southwest keeps it up, they're going to go bankrupt eventually. If they keep on canceling their flights. Am I right?
Yes.
yeah.
I believe so.
Eventually, because people are going to get sick and tired of saying, "No, let not fly with Southwest."
No.
And
They're the biggest airline. They're actually the biggest airline in the country right now.
Mm-hmm. But the funny thing, Janet, bigger yard, the harder you fall. Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And
I'm gonna update my All About Me page eventually.
mm-hmm.
That's all right.
But it's up
now.
This up and I'll bring up. This is what I'll bring up. The airlines are right now crapping their pants right now in, Florida,
Uh-huh.
Because Brightline with the extension, it both be opening their Orlando extension soon,
I could hear all those airlines squirming in my ears right now.
Oh, I know. I'm looking forward to the crafter, even though it got delayed because it was supposed to begin last month, but because of the hurricane we had a couple months ago, that delayed a lot of crap,
Yes, I'm looking forward for Brightline success.
Oh, I know. The airline, they're crapping their pants right now, and I'm looking forward to the shitstorm,
Yeah. What is it, Little Pip?
Yeah.
I was just about to say, there is another pony out there who is still sad and depressed. You need to make him a little bit better.
All right, Matt.
All right, bud.
All right, Matt. Let me try to do this real quick.
Mhm.
We're not into MLB stuff right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Mr. Pibb.
Yeah.
Mr. Pibb, I need an axe. It's crazy. What do you think about California high-speed rail finally getting an act together?
Yeah, I think the California railways are actually quite nice. They're actually getting. I never personally looked into California railways, but as I stand corrected, as I can guess. I think they are very decent trains.
Well, California high-speed rail, they won't start operating until 2028. About 2020, between 2026 and 2028, is what I hear. They might try to get some stuff ahead of time, but it's probably going to take a bit. But here, it seems that I just find crazy is that they're finally getting their act together. Heck, now all they have to do is to keep on building. Like, if they can keep on building, their infrastructure, it's a good thing. Speaking of that, PO 89 is going by the Palmetto Amtrak. Up that Val in the background, my wife. But Mr. Pibb. Val!
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's up in what area up north? Not Norway, but Belgium or not Belgium. What the country you live in again, bud?
United Kingdom.
Oh, what area of the United Kingdom do you live in?
I like to keep that area, personal because I'm not trying to sound a bit appreciated, but I can't really say that because I will be violating my own a code of conduct which is an invasion of my own privacy.
Oof. I understand, but
but I can say it's around somewhere in around the England part.
England. But yeah, but it's crazy. And
But I can say this. Oh my God.
What were you trying to say, little Pip? Oh, 1 minute, guys.
Jeszcze raz będę musiał tu przyjść.
Oh.
Nie będę schodzić do mojego pokoju.
That Pip. Let me get there.
Yeah, I think he's talking to someone else, man.
Yeah. I see. So, Brightline, are you looking forward to the crap storm that is getting ready to begin?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, you back, Mr. Pip? Or little Pip?
I'm back.
All right. So, what were you trying to say?
Well, I was trying to say before being interrupted by someone. My Children Railway is actually my train is actually Children Railway.
Oh, I know where that at.
Yeah, that's actually in Great Britain.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is that ours?
but speaking of which, what happened to Richard Branson a little bit?
Oh, I know. Richard Branson. No one have not heard of him in a while, and I hate to say it, he probably disappeared or probably doing something dumb because I'll be honest, I'm glad that Brightline decided to end their deal with him, you know?
Yeah, that was a wise decision.
Agreed, because let's be honest. Virgin, I know their founder probably have connection with FC Lineshein because he been to that island, you know? Probably a good idea to steer away from that controversy, am I right?
Yeah, absolutely right. Little Pip, you have heard about Virgin West Coast. I'd say not a railroad, but a rail service that Richard Branson used to operate.
Richard Branson.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Why?
I mean, most people in the UK told us that this won't age well. That it won't last very long with the deal with Brightline, and they were certainly right.
They were right about that because a lot of them saying that the deal was not going to last long.
Yeah, most of them came from the UK.
Heck. Richard Branson, I don't even like the guy because, let's be honest, there's a sketchy vibe going on with him. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Snuggle.
Love you.
Love you too.
But let's be honest. The thing that I find crazy is that Brightline have made more projects with building their rail system than any other railroad here in the United States. A lot of railroads can learn from Brightline, you know?
Yeah, they're actually a bright example
of how you do stuff properly, you know? They would have been able to get stuff done quicker, but you know how everything works here in the U.S. Let's be honest. If they had their way, they would have had it done a way earlier, you know?
Yeah. True.
But that's Zane. Brightline, they are getting stuff done, you know?
Yes.
And I need to ask, what airline do you think going to stop doing flight from Miami to Orlando? What airline do you think going to stop when Brightline begin operating from Miami to Orlando?
I think This one's going to be a hard one. I'm going to say American Airlines.
I have to agree. They're probably going to be the first to go because
Or possibly they might have to adapt and compete with Brightline. I see them competing, or I don't know. Who knows at this point?
Mm-hmm. My thing is that the airline they're right now is scared. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And I looked up the crazy it from Miami International Airport to where Brightline terminates right now. You know the little short haul flights?
Yes.
Brightline done killed off the short haul flights from where they begin and where they end at right now, you know?
Yeah, true.
You okay,
Possibly. That's possibly they might end. There might be a possibility.
Oh, you need that?
I know there are lots of flight routes across Europe that will be canceled. I don't know which ones, but who knows?
Like I know for a fact when the TPE began in Europe, like in France, I remember when that began and when they started expanding out, a lot of short haul airlines got killed off from it.
Well, yeah, it's true, but then again, there will be some others who will try to compete.
I know, like heck, half the airlines in Italy got killed off when they started high speed rail. Let's not forget that. That's a bunker.
Alitalia was one of that. Was that airline?
Yeah, like Air Italia, an example of what happened when high speed rail is put in the right places. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like
they've been going through. They've been bought out by Idaho Airways.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But yeah, am I right, Mr. Pip? Am I right, Brightline?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
And Mr. Pip, I'm going to bring that up. What do you think about high-speed rail in the United Kingdom?
Say it again.
High-speed rail in the United Kingdom.
How high speed?
Well, I think they have decent rail.
Sorry, David.
I know for a fact y'all got decent routes. I know for a fact you guys do got decent routes, but I know you guys are still fighting trying to get high-speed rail fully in the United Kingdom. Am I right?
And their project is called HS2, I believe.
Yes.
Right.
And I know
let me look that.
Yeah, I think
let me look that up.
Called U2.
HS2.
And I know for a fact. You can say what you were going to say, Brightline.
Oh, here's some news on this project. 5 developments that could change the face of Solihull, including HS2 and homes. Oh, Birmingham Live.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Oh, gas. But the thing that I'm going to bring up, I know the airlines in the United Kingdom are scared of HS2, you know?
Yeah. British Airways, in fact.
Heck, a lot of airlines, if I'm correct, a lot of airlines that, do short-haul flights, like right there in the United Kingdom, here in the U.S., any other country that have short-haul airlines, a lot of them are crapping their pants. Am I right?
They're actually squirming. It's typical.
Mm-hmm. Because most of them are trying to, try to keep everything from going wrong with them. Because I know most of them are not even profitable. They don't even make money. Am I right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. A lot of these short-haul airlines, they don't even make money. They got to, get money from the government every year, And
yeah.
And let's not forget what happened during the coup. You remember during the coup, a lot of the oh god, bloated.
All right, here we go.
There, sorry about that. I had a bloated stomach, but what I'm trying to say is that a lot of the airlines are freaking out, you know, because they know they can't compete. They have to beg for money for the government, you know. They always have been since they began a long time ago. Am I right?
Yeah. So, I've been talking about Brightline for a while now, and I'm thinking about I'm going to show you the project of Dominican Republic's railroad network.
Mm-hmm.
And the company that they're trying to that is working on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that.
Let's see. All right, here we go. Empresas Ares.
Like, I remember you talked about them about almost over last year about them. I remember when you were talking about them, Brightline. Am I right, bud?
Yes, I talked to them. I talked about them. What they're trying to accomplish here in the Dominican Republic is a national railroad network, which the United States already has.
Mm-hmm. Heck,
the UK as well.
Heck, the Dominican Republic would do good with one, but let's be honest, the trucking companies and the bus company got a monopoly, you know?
Yeah, true.
And
that's the case here.
And that's threatening their business, am I right?
Yes.
And problem is what most people don't realize is that, you know, that the trucking company, the airline, they got a lot of lose from rail if rail make a comeback, you know?
Yeah, true.
Heck, I know the trucking business is not doing good right now in the U.S., but, you know, they are trying to hope for the fuck up that, the Class 1 freight railroads are making. They're hoping that the Class 1 railroad keep on fucking up. That way it might give them a fighting chance to screw them over, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. What most people don't realize is that trucking company, they're dirty as hell. They've been since they began back a long time ago.
Yep.
Most people... Heck, and most trucking company was subsidized by the government back in the 1950s when the Interstate Act was commissioned. You remember that?
Yes. By the way, my railroad, this company has rolling stock. Well, not rolling stock, but they're trying to plan to buy Stadler Flirts and Euroduals.
What about?
Which is going to be electrified.
What about freight? Because I know that they're trying to bring freight trains there too. Am I right?
Yeah, the Euroduals are freight trains, and the Stadler Flirts are passenger trains.
Mm-hmm. And it looking like it looked like they're doing weld cars. You know, American type rail car with our double stack intermodal cars.
Well, they're trying to implement the LOR system, LOHR. Similar to the thing, let's say, they're trying to use the loading system that they use in Europe. So it's going to be much more like European than Dominican.
Mm-hmm, true. But I could see there a little bit of an American mix in there, you know?
Yeah. Let me try to take a break right now. Be right back.
But yeah, Brightline, it's something I'm going to say. I do see that it could probably work. You know what I'm saying? What about you, Mr. Piff? Do you agree? Little Piff?
What?
How they're planning to do a national rail system in the Dominican Republic.
Well, Dominican of the Republic doesn't have any railroads yet.
Technically, they do have a lot of plantation railroads, and they do have a commuter rail in their capital city. They do have that, but they don't have a national rail system. You know?
Yeah, I know.
The thing that I'll be on it about is that a lot of countries that don't have commuter rail or like, freight or passenger rail are, chained to the buses and the truck companies, and they run them like a monopoly, Reality is that the, airline and trucking company and busing company, they don't care about the people, And they let her, to make it harder for everybody else. Am I right? Like,
Possibly.
but yeah. Hey, Brightline, you back, bud?
He's still on it.
He probably is in the bathroom or something. He'll probably be back in a few minutes. But, Pip, or not Pip, Little Pip. You remember when Brightline was first starting up? A retired CEO of United, and then a retired CEO named Chris Ramble. He literally funded an anti-rail group to try to stop Brightline, And they failed. You know what I'm saying? They fell flat on their face. But yeah. Oof. But yeah. Hey, Bina, do you two train SimWorld?
Well, I used to play the Train Sim World, and yeah, and trust me, that game is extremely difficult to play.
Hey, well, it's based on realism, The thing is that there are that I seen some fun stuff about it, Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. But I'm just gonna bring this up. Heck, I know it morning, or technically not morning, but night there in the United Kingdom. Am I right?
What in the United Kingdom exactly?
Like, what time is it in the United Kingdom right now?
What? You mean the part of United Kingdom?
Like the time, what time is it? Is it morning or night?
Oh yeah, it's the morning. It's 1:14 a.m. right now.
It's 8:14 at night here, so you're a day ahead of me in Brightline,
Yeah. I'm actually an hour ahead from the U.S. from Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Atlantic Standard Time.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, but Brightline did something I'm going to say, but a lot of companies are going to try to stop that rail system from happening. I know that for a fact.
Oh, yeah. Let's say the taxi unions. Not the drivers unions.
What saying is that they don't care about, reliable transit. All they care about is that money,
Yeah, all they think is they think that transit is not necessary. That having cars all around is just enough.
No,
But
it's BS.
Again, it's total BS.
Exactly. And the thing that I'm bringing up, like, imagine having every car going everywhere on and off the road. You'll have nowhere to go. Heck, they take up more space than people. Heck, I'd rather have a lot of people on a train instead of a car.
Yes, especially the boom that Miami is having. My hometown.
Mm-hmm. You know, give it about another 20 years and people will be moving out of Miami, you know?
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, with climate change, Miami going under, you know?
Yeah.
The only way to save Miami and probably my home city of Charleston is build a freaking levee, you know?
Yeah.
Probably going to be the only way. But my point is that if they can get Brightline, that it's going to be fantastic, you know?
Yes. I'm trying to get my cat out.
Oh. But most people don't realize that, you know what I mean? Like, we need rail, we need passenger rail, we need to stop putting everything on cars and truck all the time. Am I right? And people don't realize this. Am I right about that, Brightline and Little Piv? Little Piv, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
But am I right on what I said?
Yeah, I think so.
Because we can't keep pushing everything on freaking, you know.
All right.
We can't keep on putting everything on cars and trucks. Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right, man.
possibly.
And
And by the way, I have an experience to share to the live stream for those who are watching abroad on YouTube. In Santo Domingo, I was going with a friend. We were walking 3 blocks, and we were going to take a taxi. I was like, okay, let's take a taxi then. And one of these drivers just picked us up. We had to pay for that seat.
mm-hmm.
I mean, like, when more people, we were right. So okay, so we just paid the driver, and then we went off to the mall. We were heading to the mall. That city, Prince George City. Well, there were passengers who were waiting for the same taxi driver. There were 7 people on board. Well, there were 6 people on board. We're trying to board 6 people in a car, man.
That, I'll be honest, that is a complete nuts, you know?
Yeah, that is. We could try to fit 7 or 8 if they have to.
Well, then my point, they gotta stop doing that, you know? Because people are going to get there to the point where they're going to say enough and enough and go off like a cannon, you know? Am I right?
Yeah. They're literally sardine cans on the ground. Mobile sardine cans.
Mm-hmm. Heck. And most people don't think about that, am I right?
Yeah, most people think about that.
But not everybody. And then my point. Then what I'll bring up. We need to focus on transit, proper transit and walkability. Not big open parking lot and cars. Am I right?
Yes. True.
Because like we've been doing it here in the US for years and years, and really, like, you know, we're finally seeing what it caused in our country. Not pretty good, am I right?
Yes, I discovered an area as a city that has suburbia here in the Dominican Republic that resembles a lot like the United States.
And my honest opinion is that, you know, cities that are trying to, you know, live that urban, you know, like suburban dream are just crappy, you know?
Yes.
And
That
this,
suburban dream is in Punta Cana.
mm-hmm. Hey,
They mentioned that place a lot.
Heck, if I'm right, that city, one of the most dangerous city in the Dominican Republic. Am I right?
Yes.
That's funny because suburban cities, cities that are built like suburbia, are more dangerous than the ones who are not. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
And most people don't realize that. If you did think about the most dangerous cities are the ones who are built around suburbia.
Yep.
And that same, everybody say, oh, it's much quieter out in the country. It is, but if you want to stop the, high rate of crime, stop building suburban development, stop building car-infested parking lot, stop building everything for the automobile. Am I right?
Yes, true.
Even not just Spikes even brought it up when he was talking about, infrastructure. Am I right?
Yes, I was thinking that we should start building transit-oriented developments.
Mm-hmm. And they are slowly bringing that back to the U.S., but it's going to take a long time before we get back to where we was,
Before it gets steam.
Mm-hmm. And the thing, like, I'll be honest, we're going to fight tooth and nail right now to get anything that is, built for people and not for cars,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, true.
and Brightline, it's something I'm going to bring up. If we don't start focusing on rail infrastructure and, people-oriented cities, like, city that is built around people, we're going to fall flat.
Yeah. The entire nation is going to crumble.
Mm-hmm. Like, I know Denver is trying to clean up their act, and heck, I heard in Denver that they're tearing down half of their parking garage and parking lots and building multi-use development.
Yeah.
St. Louis is trying to, fix that by, going over to multi-use development.
Oh, California is doing it. I believe Los Angeles.
Los Angeles is trying to do it, but they're fighting an uphill battle with car-centric NIMBYs.
Excuse me.
New York is trying to do it too, with Stephen Ross up there investing in a real estate project.
Mm-hmm. That New York is slowly trying to fix their screw up, because let's be honest, New York is infested with cars,
Yep, I believe that.
and
New York is infested.
people are always wondering why traffic in New York is so bad,
Oh, speaking of New York, remember the Grand Central Terminal
Yes.
in New York City? They're trying to have the Long Island Railroad to operate there, to stop there.
Do you think that's a good idea?
I think it's a good idea. The Grand Central, they already built a new terminal there.
I have to agree because that would be a good spot, but also they got to think about, where the Northeast Corridor go into too,
Yeah, true.
Because and I remember looking at photo back from the 1900s, all of that you've been above ground,
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that? All of that you've been above ground, it's crazy. And now all to underground. That's crazy right there, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But
Speaking of the Northeast Corridor, Penn Station they're trying to renovate Penn Station, which is badly needed.
Yes.
Yes, that's going to be a much welcome upgrade. Much welcome to upgrade.
And my point is that they need to get it all worked on, because now that the project to rebuild the tunnels have been approved,
Yes.
They're going to probably start with that this year, you know? Like, they're both,
Yeah.
like, if they start this year, they could get it done before the 2030s, you know?
Mhm.
And my point is that the problem that they are having, my point is those problems are going to be with the NIMBYs, you know? Not in my backyard type of people. Am I right?
The bananas.
Yep.
Build absolutely nothing. Nothing anywhere near anybody.
And let's be honest, they're hypocrites. Am I right?
Yes, these guys don't want to build nothing though.
Like, they don't want anything that is transit oriented, but if it's a parking lot or a parking garage, they say, "Ooh, gimme, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Am I right? They go for the parking lots, parking garages, anything that involved them, or like a big shiny Walmart, you know?
Yes, Little Pip. I think I talked to Little Pip about this morning about about those roads. You saw me in one of those memes, and that's America in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm. Like, all right, send me that meme because I want to show it on live stream, you know?
Yeah, let me try to look for it on the American Rail Club.
Because, let's be honest, dude, one more lane, bro, I swear going to work and not going to work. Like, quit that BS, you know?
Yeah, true.
Jane, it might sound funny and might sound counter to it, but getting rid of extra lanes actually works, you know? Like, when you get rid of extra lanes and add, you know, more transit-oriented and more options, it improves your traffic. Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And most people don't effing realize that. Everybody, you know, it's fucking dumb in the brain who are NIMBYs, you know, or like car lovers. And yeah, I'm calling the car lovers out because of how dumb they are, you know?
Yes. No. Why don't you kids play outside anymore? While literally outside looks like this. I mean, like, who wants to go out like when outside is like this?
Heck, and there hardly nothing to do outside anymore, you know?
Yep.
Like, most people don't realize that, everybody don't realize that they're not that much to do outside, you know?
Yeah, to a European, it's so disgusting, man.
Like, literally, when I want not to spike video talking about this, he even admitted that, you know, reason why kids let her play inside on gaming systems all day, because let's be honest, the outside world is bleak. You know?
It's depressing, man. It's depressing.
Like, no one want to go outside and, you know, dodge cars and ride a bike back and forth on a road, you know?
No one wants to cross the street like that.
Heck, and then you got the crappy little playground. They say, oh, go play on the playground when you're a freaking teenager, you know?
Yeah.
Like, literally, there hardly no place for teenagers to hang out anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
back in the 1980s, they were used to be reminiscing about malls.
mm-hmm.
And by the way, I think malls could actually work here. The problem is that we haven't thought this through.
Thing is, mall could work, but they need to be built around people and transit, not cars. And the creator, and let's be honest, the creator of the mall, he said he hated it ideal. Like, he brought it up that he hated it ideal because he meant it for people and not for the car, you know?
Yeah.
And thing is that there will both be a lot more stuff than people realize, you know?
Yes, exactly.
And that same people don't realize that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it's saying it is small can work. It did that. You got to build everything.
Yeah, yes. In my point of view, they should have had built them around public transit, just like Japan has done. And I'm glad that I brought up Japan.
Exactly. Most people don't.
So,
Most people don't realize this, you know.
yeah, most Americans don't realize it.
And the ones who do, they try to fight to hell and back to get it. Oh, being that I found a meme. Boomers put in lockdown be like humans are supposed to be. To you know. But yeah, look at it. True meme. But yeah, but let me be honest, Brightline and Little Pip. Like, we literally.
Excuse me. Sorry to disrupt you, but Little Pip says I'd be back.
Oh, all right. That's fine enough with me.
Yeah, that's all right, man.
But let's be honest.
Continue what you were saying.
Let's be honest. This is what most people don't realize is that our infrastructure was built around people and transit back in the day, and then we wanted to tear it down for heaven almighty cars, you know?
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. Cars are not special. They're a disgrace to our society.
I remember back in the day, before the Model T was invented, we used to have trains. Back in the 1830s, we used trains to expand
and saying and here saying it, they say, "Oh, you're crazy for building transit out in no middle of nowhere," but really, we do that with fucking roads, you know? Oh, little pit back.
Yeah, America used to do this back in the day when they were Manifest Destiny, when they were using this Manifest Destiny.
And exactly, and saying is that they're making excuses saying, "Oh, you're a complete idiot. You're crazy for building a rail line out in the middle of nowhere." Heck, you remember when not Japan, but China, like, I don't like China, but they do some stuff that I do think is smart, but let's be honest, when you remember that one photo of that train taken in the middle of nowhere? A
subway station.
Yeah, and everybody was memeing about it.
Yep, I remember that.
And the thing is, about 4 years, not even 4 years later, there was a city around it.
Heck, we used to do this back 200 years ago when the railroads were new technology. We were doing the same thing in the 19th century.
Exactly.
In the mid-19th century.
Exactly, and that's insane. We literally are getting mad because a rail line and train station getting built out of nowhere, but really, look what we're doing with fucking roads and suburbia.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we coming down 165 from Somerville to Ravenel, where I live, on the road. You can literally fucking see a suburban development in the middle of fucking nowhere. There are 4 suburban development in the woods.
That's a lose-lose situation. It means it's too expensive to build affordable housing, which is not sustainable.
And then they literally build, freaking, everything in the middle of nowhere. Like, literally, we got freaking 4 suburban developments in the middle of nowhere, in the woods, coming from Somerville to my house. And the thing is that these places, and the funny thing, people lives in Detroit, but they're far out there in the middle of nowhere. It's quite annoying. The city is about where you're living at out there. City about 30 to 40 minutes away.
Yeah, true. So, little Pip, do you have any opinions on this?
Well, let's be real. I can't speak very loudly because where I am, everyone is asleep. But can I just say this very quietly, and that is, I just don't get it. I mean, like I said before, people have no idea. I mean, if they want to play video games, they want to play the video games. I mean, the reason kids play video games is just to get entertained. Because the world for them is too dangerous. Think about it. They are like what? 3, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to 17 years old. They are literally, I'm not trying to sound rude or appreciative, but they are literally little, not little, but they are still kids at the end of the day. And the world for them, it's still dangerous for them, because there are a lot of Apple people out there in the world who are mean, nasty, and just can do like serious harm to them.
And that's true.
And plus, if they just play like video games, they're just getting entertained. They're just playing the video game, which is nothing harm about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's the entire point.
And then you have the Netherlands. Let not forget the Netherlands. Like the kids there are so happy. Like let's bring up the Netherlands real quick, because the Netherlands and the Dutch, their cities are not built around the cars, but built around the people. Their kids are so happy because they don't have to go everywhere with their parents at all time, and they don't have to be a prisoner into their house up until they're around 16, 17 until they get their driver license. Like, let's be honest. Here in the U.S., Canada, and the United Kingdom, you're technically a prisoner to your own home if you're a kid up until you get your driver license at 16 or 17. Like,
well, at the end of the day, well, I'm not so sure if this argument is valid. But I would strongly disagree with this because yeah, I mean we're not like prisoners. Being in the United Kingdom is not like concentration camp where everyone is being imprisoned and just have to do hard labor. It's nothing like that. Everyone is free, can do whatever they want. And just go whenever they want. I mean, even on the train to a different part of a city or different town, everybody's unique. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to kids and being involved, they need to be looked after extremely well because we know how the kids are like. They can be very, very mischievous.
I know, but Jane is that kid. They need their independence. I love you, Valley Pooh. Val! I'm sorry, that's my wife. But Jane is. This is what I'll be honest. Kids drive for independence, and they want it. Like, reason why Dutch kids are so responsible and so mature for their age is because, one, they're able to get their independence at younger ages than American and Canadian kids. Like, literally, if you're under the age of 16, you have to have a parent with you at all time for no reason. Like, if you turn your back on a kid, you're going to get child services called on you for no reason, Nazi Spike even talked about this.
There's something that I could like to add that I don't think I think the Netherlands has lowest crime rate, though. Let me look it up.
And reason why their kids are so happy because they get to go places around 6 and 7 by themselves. Like literally, they can be independent and go anywhere with no problem, without having to have an adult. And those kids are happier. They're actually more responsible. You know. And
okay, so Netherlands crime rate is what was from 2020 was 62%, from 0.62, which is a 2.04% decline from 2019, which is declining right now.
Mm-hmm. And do you know the reason why? I'm sorry, Val. If you want to know the reason why their crime rate is going down, it's because they're getting rid of their car infrastructure, and they're trying to stop everything being built for the car. You know, this is something I noted. Cities that are built for cars have more crime than the ones who are not. You know?
I think this is, you have proof to say that, to say the least.
There is proof. There is fucking proof. Look at the Netherlands. The Netherlands are clear-cut proof that car infrastructure is not sustainable. It don't bring stability. All it does is cause crime and stuff. Like literally, the Netherlands, they got rid of and started to get rid of their car infrastructure around the 80s and 90s. And they called up Americans crazy because of how dumb we are, you know?
Yep.
Like literally, saying, oh, America is greatest place in the world. No, it ain't. I'm not defending my own country. Like literally, thing is that we rank 20th for freedom. Like literally, the Netherlands, they rank number 2. I know the Netherlands have more freedom than the United States. I know that for a fact. Like, and thing is that with up ranking number 20, that sounds up and it ain't right. You know, everybody say the United States is the land of the free, but if we were the land of the free, then why in the F we are ranking number 20? You know.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing, people don't realize that. People that don't realize it and think about it. Am I right about that, guys?
I guess you're right about that.
And then you have the Netherlands. With thing is, with them being more freer than the United States and have less crime than us, because they.
Let me bring this up. New Zealand is the freest country in the world right now.
Oh, that is true. New Zealand in number 1. I know Netherlands rank below them, but they rank higher than us. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely true.
And thing is that New Zealand got good transit too. What I heard about New Zealand, they got good transit. They still got a lot of car-oriented stuff, but they do a lot better than the United States because they got more stuff built for transit than for cars.
Yeah. So, a little bit, Benny, anything to add from that?
Not really.
I see. Well, he's a little bit new to this sector of public transportation.
I know. You'll get used to it, little Pip. Trust me, bub. You will get through. You'll get used to it, bud.
I know, but what I have to add to it is, well, what can I say? Everyone is being unique in their own very own ways, and you know, everyone has their own occupation for a reason. You know, it's just, you know, everyone works for the different minimum wages. Some of them, the reason why Netherlands is just basically has a decline rate, which I would disagree, is just because 1A is all about stock holding. If the stock holding is if the market is doing rapidly well and is getting enough revenue, it will go up, and that means their businesses and economy for Netherlands is going to do rapidly well. If the Netherlands, whatever, doesn't matter if it's a shop, market, trains, whatever, doesn't matter. If the Netherlands, their own economy, is going to do rapidly poorly, their economy is gonna tank to the bottom. I don't know if what was that mean for, if it means Netherlands will go into I don't know, bankruptcy or whatever. I do not know. All I know is if Netherlands are going to do so poorly, they just going to lose. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure how much stock value they will lose. But if I had to take a guess, it would be like a 5% stock of a revenue of a decline. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but I would just say, to me at least, that sounds kind of like very bad, and that is in between the middle, but that's at least how I see it. I mean, I don't know how everybody else see it, but it's not going great if stock holding is for Netherlands is tanking right now. I mean, declining or dropping. I don't know which way you want to say it.
Hey, Pip. Sorry, you could say something, Brightline.
No, you could say something.
Mr. Pip, out of curiosity, are you autistic?
What?
Are you autistic?
Well.
The only reason I ask that because me, my wife, and Brightline here are also autistic too. So if you are, we understand.
Yes, I am autistic actually.
So, dude, you're like one of us. So don't be afraid, and don't mat yourself. It's coming from our autistic. Don't mat yourself. Be yourself. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear. I'm always being true. I'm always being truthful to myself.
Be yourself. Don't let people drag you down and tell them to be like someone else or be like this, you know? Because you are your own person. Speaking of that, the social media are going by PO98. But my thing is, don't let people drag you down, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah. Hey, Brightline, you still there, bub?
I'm still here.
But yeah, let's get back to trading stuff. But the thing is that it's something that is built to help a country run out of business, it's not going to help the country. If it both...
Yeah, it is true what Little Pip said. By the way,
that is true.
In the United States, I think the United States GDP is tanking right now.
It is because thing is that we're treating our rail system like a cash cow, and trying to make as much money as we can and to leave it in ruins, like complete idiots.
Yeah, I mean the entire industry is let's say the entire American. Let's say Wall Street has ruined everything for us. So there's that.
And I'll be honest. If we want to fix our rail system, it's going to have to be nationalized. Like
yeah.
We got to nationalize our rail system. Because
Yeah.
like this class 2 and the class 3 can keep their rail lines because they do good, so we don't need to nationalize them. It's the big 4 we need to nationalize, you know?
Yeah, the CSX, Union Pacific,
Norfolk Southern,
BNSF.
BNSF. And I'll be honest, what class 1 are you going to say is going to go first?
I will say Union Pacific.
Yeah,
or BNSF.
It'll be Union Pacific or BNSF first. Next railroad, I think that will probably be going. It probably Norfolk Southern. Because
I thought BNSF brought this. I thought it was BNSF because BNSF brought this whole thing. Let's say, actually got this new idea of minimizing to one-man crews.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I do think it would probably be BNSF first because let's be honest, they're one who stoked the fire. You know.
Yeah, who just woke up the sleeping giant
and literally kicked the hornet nest. You know, am I right?
Yeah.
And thing is that people need to realize stop kicking the hornet nest. Like literally, heck. I do see BNSF being the first one to go. Heck, they already pissed me off when the moment that they decided they wanted to, take Montana Rail Link. You heard about that?
Never heard of it.
Montana Rail Link was a Class 2 railroad that nearly became a Class 1 last year. But, they begged to not be a Class 1, and I knew the reason why, because BNSF would screw them. BNSF still screwed them and bought them out,
Oh, gosh. Same thing with Southern Pacific.
Yeah, because, let's be honest, Southern Pacific, they still got screwed out because they literally did not want Union Pacific to buy them, and in the end, Union Pacific did.
Gosh.
And we all know what happened from there. Like the Tennessee Pass got rail banked. A lot of other stuff got abandoned. A lot of BS,
Oh, speaking of abandoned railroads, what about the Lackawanna Cutoff? Never heard news from that ever since.
The Lackawanna Cutoff. Like, Conrail was good, but that was the mistake that they made. Conrail should have gave it to Amtrak saying, here, work with this, Like, that one thing, like, Conrail was a good regional, I'm not regional, but, nationalized railroad. It did that one thing that they fucked up on was, abandoning, your lack of cutoff,
It could have been a vital part of the Northeast Corridor, I believe.
Heck, it would have been. Heck, thing is that the bridge is still there. Like, the bridge don't look that bad. Like, literally. If they work on the bridge and get it all snipped up, shaped, and, start repairing it, they can reuse that bridge,
Yeah, so there's a lot of abandoned infrastructure.
Because that bridge, let's be honest, that bridge was built to last,
Yeah.
And that thing was built for high speed. Let's be honest, that bridge was built for it.
So, Little Pip, anything to add? Oh, you haven't listened. We were talking about the Lackawanna Cutoff in the United States.
It old abandoned rail line, Little Bit, that here in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, the railways needs to be improved one way or another, and from east to coast. I mean, what else? I mean, what are the chances?
Heck,
Man, you're kind of okay.
Yeah,
you can talk.
And see, I'll bring it up. We got a lot of abandoned railroads here in the U.S. Heck, we got a lot of abandoned railroads here in South Carolina. Like, heck, one abandoned rail line here. There's technically a couple abandoned rail lines here that could have been great for high-speed rail. And, kind of shot that in the foot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, literally, we had a line that came from downtown Toronto where the old Union Station used to be that went all the way down to Savannah, and it was so straight, you could probably build 200-mile-per-hour high-speed rail track. That's how freaking straight the line was,
Yeah.
That would have been good for Charleston, like, because we get a lot of tourists,
Yeah, tourism is the number. I think tourism would actually benefit. Public transit would actually benefit tourism, just like in Florida. Brightline, no doubt, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and to think about it, with South Carolina being one of the oldest cities in the United States, and then Savannah being up there, old at Charleston, with them two cities being old, high-speed rail could have worked, moving people from two historic tourist cities, in about an hour, like about an hour or 30 minutes,
Imagine if we constructed a similar system to the channel in the Great Lakes.
There actually is a tunnel, and that go under Detroit into Canada.
Oh.
There already is one, Brightline.
Oh my gosh.
And
I was thinking that there wasn't one.
Like, literally, there been one to the late early 1900s.
My gosh.
It owned by CN, CN owned the line. Canadian
National.
Yeah. It go under the strait that connect the two lakes. Like, it go under Detroit. Detroit. The city of Detroit. I can't say it properly.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah, it go under the city, under the river that, connect the two lakes.
Yes.
And it ends up in Canada.
Yeah.
And most people don't realize that,
Yeah, I was surprised.
And here, Jane, the line you've been electrified, like they had an electrified rail line that went under there,
Yeah. Oh, I see. Interesting.
I'm back here and Jason and Rowan.
That's the reason why you are stressed out.
Nope. Think like a serpent.
All right.
Call the guy.
Oh, hey, have you guys ever watched Cobra Kai?
Not stressed out, but I'm just gonna get eyes.
What?
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
I had never heard of
Chosen.
It's a TV show. Cobra Kai take place. All right, Brightline, have you ever heard of the Karate Kid? And I'm not talking about the new one. I'm talking
all
about
3 movies, 80s.
I'm talking about the old one from the back then.
I don't know Karate Kid. I'm not an expert of karate.
In a movie series. Like, you had Karate Kid 1, Karate Kid 2, Karate Kid 3.
I think it was...
Wait a minute.
I don't remember who was doing those movies, but I think I know who it is. But the name just slipped from my tongue.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll explain later on after the live stream. Not tonight, because after the live stream, I'm probably going to hit the deck because my stomach got a little bloated anyway.
Okay. Hey, David.
But the other thing that I'll be on about, like,
Brightline.
we really lost a lot of rail infrastructure here in the U.S.
And in the Philippines.
Same with my wife country, Val. Like,
Philippines
my wife from the Philippines. You know what I'm saying, Brightline? You remember when I told you that Vela Filipino?
Rock and roll.
Wow.
Jane is that they want a lot of rail infrastructure in her country. Like they had a national rail system. They had one.
The best railroad system in the world. I mean, in the Philippines, in Asia.
Like they had the best, and now they don't. Their rail system is completely obliterated.
Long story short.
Similar to us in the Dominican Republic.
Yep. Whoa,
Yep.
whoa. Let me explain about that. Because the reason why being is because they're planning to do like super highways, skyways, where we need to deal with a toll gate, whatever they're talking about, or the checkpoint. And you know, even though we have a very good commuter rail in the metro, why don't they have it in the provinces? I was wondering.
That because
they're infested with car infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the provinces have more car infrastructure, infrastructure, Jeep infrastructure. I have no offenses with those. It's just that you can't just put all that all the time and missing out on the railroad system.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're competing now against Hong Kong and now competing against Philippines now, and Japan is competing against both countries. And Singapore joins in the mix. Even Malaysia joins in the mix.
Heck, they're right now trying to rebuild the rail system in the Philippines. Like,
no, where we're connecting to other bridges, other connecting stations outside the metropolitan area.
I know I'm talking about the whole island because I know you had a whole system on the capital island, but you know you got a lot of rail infrastructure.
Well, they're starting to plan to connect more down the line until COVID did hit the crap.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to do that. They're supposed to connect outside Manila. They're supposed to do that, but they don't because of COVID. It didn't happen. It came into fruition.
Oh, can you hear my wife?
Oh, yeah, I did hear your wife. It's the similar thing that's happening here in Santo Domingo. Like, we have a metro system in Santo Domingo, and we're trying to connect the entire Dominican Republic to have a railroads network here. And there was a lack of interest in keeping the old, let's say, railroad system alive.
Mm-hmm. And now they are realizing that they effed up. Am I right, Brightline?
Yeah, exactly. That's the exact situation that we are in right now.
Your home country in the same situation, and if I'm right...
And for the record, Hong Kong is already dominating the rail system when it comes to commuting stuff. Hong Kong, oh my God. They know how to play their game. They know how to put their thing.
Sad thing is that
straight.
China took them back over.
Well, I mean, set that aside, but the rail system of Hong Kong, for the love of God, they did what Philippines never did, or any country did, like your country. You connected.
Well,
you're not segregating. You connected dot to dot.
I mean,
you
like,
don't segregate the rail system. You gotta connect the dots. That's what Hong Kong rail system commuting specifically is doing. Like, they connect the dots for the destination. It's not like, oh, separate, choo. You know what I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm not in the trains, but it's just my observation.
That's
what high speed rail is all about. Connecting point A to point B. Connecting all the dots, just like your wife says.
Mm-hmm. And team that I know for a fact, like, the Philippines fell victim to the car infestation. Like, let's be honest. The car infestation got the Philippines hard, and heck.
And the Philippines commuter rail sucks, especially the PN. We call it the PNR, Philippine National Rail. Oh my God, there are a lot of people climbing in the damn out area of the train. I'm like, what the fuck?
Heck, and Jane is
like, they're not ensuring their safety.
I know.
I mean, the PNR is slowly improving. Don't get me wrong. Don't think it that way. Don't think it wrong. They're improving.
Let me just take. I did them research, and the last time they had freight trains in the Philippines was 2001. That was the last time they had freight trains in the Philippines.
And
That's a little bit recent.
obsolete.
That's about 22 years ago.
yes, sir.
Yep.
What?
And thing is that they're now trying to bring freight back.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is that the Philippines fell victim to the car and to the trucks and the airlines, you know?
Similar to what happened here in the Dominican Republic. The railroads here fell victims to cars and trucks and buses.
And thing is that they're trying to bring it back, but, you know, the truck and car company got a monopoly in the Philippines. They're doing the same thing, you know?
Yeah, similar to what's happening to the Dominican Republic. I think the Philippines and the Dominican Republic both have a similar history.
Mm-hmm. You know, funny thing is that a lot of the Narragansett plantation locomotive that in the Philippines, when the plantation railroads in the Philippines went out, all of that stuff we got transferred over to some of the countries right there, and they're like even in the Dominican Republic. So literally, heck, there was one locomotive we noted that at the Colorado, not at the Colorado Railroad Museum, but a Torrent Railroad in Colorado that was from Hawaii.
Oh, croissant. I love croissant.
This locomotive was built for the Hawaiian Railroad. The Hawaiian Railroad got shut down in the 40s. Or not 40, but they ended steamed in the late 40s, early 50s. Locomotive ended up in the Philippines. Then they quit doing the plantation stuff. The locomotive was sent to the Dominican Republic and get where it ended right back up in the United States. Crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, it ended up here in Barahona pulling sugarcane.
Yep. If you ever seen old steam engine locomotives that are on display there in your country flight line, and they look like they were built in the U.S., that because they was.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Central Romana?
I heard about them. They were a narrow gauge railroad.
Yeah. Well, who owns the railroad is Central Romana Corporation, who owns a sugarcane factory.
You knocked yourself over when you went out.
Let's see.
Yeah, you knocked your stuff over.
That's just a chips.
But the thing is that most people don't realize it. A lot of locomotives from the United States ended up around the world, you know?
Mm-hmm. And speaking of which, I've heard that Dubai is buying some locomotives.
Oh, yeah. Hawaii built on Honolulu, they actually built a commuter rail system.
Oh.
Yeah, they have a new commuter rail system on Honolulu. Crazy, ain't it?
In Dubai, they're shipping Dash 8s or Dash 9s to Dubai.
Yep, they're sending Max to Dubai for their freight.
Gosh.
Most people don't.
I could see. Most people don't realize it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Most people don't realize that some of the countries in.
You want some?
I will in a bit, Val. I will in a bit, Val. Val trying to stuff a croissant in my face.
Tradition.
But
as a damn tradition.
But both people don't realize why a lot of countries in the Middle East actually buy U.S. built locomotive. Heck.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm serious, Val.
All right, David. You can have the rest.
Saudi Arabia,
love you.
Oh, love you too, Val. Saudi Arabia, they bought a lot of F7 locomotive back in the day, between the 50s and the 60s. Also, they bought a lot of Alcos, you know?
Yeah.
Most people don't realize it, but Saudi Arabia actually had a lot of Alco locomotives, too. Even some railroads in Australia, you know?
Yeah. And they're trying. think they're trying to sell some locomotives in Brazil.
Mm.
I don't know which ones, but
Hey, well, they got a lot of locomotive down there. Ooh, they're going to be so much work in a bit,
You okay,
Yeah.
David?
but I'm fine with that.
What happened?
Oh,
okay. So, little Pip, I guess we might see. I think I have seen an American locomotive in Great Britain.
there is a couple of locomotive that were built in the U.S. that are in Britain. Heck, they're at SW-15,000 in Britain. You know.
Yes, those are American locomotives in Great
Give
Britain.
me something to drink. Give me something to drink. Or I'm
There
going
were
to
there
hiccup
were
in
a
bed.
couple of British locomotives
Wanna
in,
go?
In the
America,
United
too.
States.
That's my
Yeah.
Like the Flying Scotsman. Like, let's not forget that we did a Flying Scotsman here in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah. Flying Scotsman we did a tour here in the United States, Val.
Okay.
I hope that
You okay,
Thomas.
David?
I wish. Oh,
Look.
guess who joined?
Look who it is!
I'll give you. Let me get it. Let me get it.
Boris, welcome, Boris.
Bud.
Hello, what are you doing?
Love you.
Talking about,
Little
we're talking Southwest, Brightline, all the Class 1. We're talking about everything tonight, man.
Oh Lord.
All right.
Hey, what do you think about Southwest having all those cancellations, you know?
The aviation thing I've seen is at some Alabama airport, some cart worker got sucked into a jet engine.
Oh,
Trying to stop
God.
Texas Central.
Yeah, I'll try to find.
Trying to stop.
No, Texas Central's done for. There's no way. I don't want to be like a down. I don't want to be a downer or anything, but that project has to be completely dead. There's no way.
Mm.
I mean, like Southwest is trying to stop them too.
Oh no, yeah, but Texas Central owes money to the government. Their CEO left. There's no one. They looked at their offices. There hasn't been anyone there in weeks. Or they're like for rent or something. I watched a video on it.
Mm.
And they should have had filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, only for Brightline to swoop in and take that over.
Well, Brightline has their West project going on, so I don't think they want to do that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's done for, unless maybe like Amtrak or something steps in, which I doubted, even though they just got all that money.
Heck,
True.
it would be crazy if Amtrak does this, you know? Because Amtrak does have big plans.
They do, and Texas Central was on their thing, their map they made.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Alabama Airport.
Oh,
Yeah,
you.
I think Amtrak saved their asses right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was. They were so lucky, man.
What?
I mean, like Amtrak is lucky.
Oh, I wouldn't trust Amtrak with a penny. Their leadership's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
Heck, let's not forget that a retired CEO of an airline became Amtrak president a couple of years ago and tried to turn it into an airline.
And the guy after him was part of his little regime they had. I don't know if regime's the word for it, but it kind of works.
Mm-hmm. We need people who know how the railroad work. We need them in positions, you know?
Yeah, but it's all governments. I don't care if you're experienced on the railroad. There's you fit this position, you're good. You work for the government. Bro, the whole pass on train sim is so terrible with the ES44C4s because they have no traction.
Oof. But
They
yeah.
need SD70s in here, so I'm just respinning them from the UP route.
Oh, dude, can you believe that the Acela is actually coming to Train Sim World?
Yeah, I knew it had to be coming. There's no way.
And that's it bonkers that they're out bringing that to Train Sim World.
All the other announcements weren't that interesting besides the Scott Rail one I found a little
Dude.
What?
I just got something.
Ooh.
I got some good news about the commuter rail system that they're trying to build here in Santo Domingo.
Ooh.
What are they doing?
Let's see it.
They're trying to make a study.
That out we pretty good.
Just doing that now?
They're doing that now just so that they could actually construct that route in 2024.
I'd say probably 2026.
Probably.
Well, I don't know how they work because I know the U.S. It's a bunch of bullshit they have to go through, so that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's not that big, right?
well, they're going to connect the airport.
All right, so it's not like huge.
Mm-hmm. This
All right,
is
so yeah, no, that 2024. Yeah, that might work.
and here,
Yes,
team. Sorry.
not only that, but I think they are using that for the campaign of the current president of the Dominican Republic. Re-election campaign.
Is he like a supporter of it?
Yeah, he is in support of it.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So if right now his approval rating is very high, so there might be a chance.
Do you like him?
Yeah, well, kinda.
All right, well, it's better than hating you.
Yeah.
The other person better.
Sometime I'll be brutally on it. If you don't like someone, but they got something that you agree with that can outly improve infrastructure, it either suck it up and vote for them, or or vote for someone else who have your icing,
Yeah.
And seeing it, everybody vote for the side that they believe in instead of the person who want to build the infrastructure. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
Heck, I don't care if you are or let me just say that I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. We need someone that we willing to get their hands dirty and
In the United States, we have a thing to vote in between party lines and not what they actually do for the country.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, like. I guess if you're like in super strong support of infrastructure, you'd probably vote for Biden in the 2020 election.
Heck,
Not that he's not great about it, but I mean, I would see why you'd vote for him if you're super in support of that. But I feel like you take all aspects into it. Like, well, what do you agree with the most on, and if they're actually going to do it or not?
Well, I actually agree with let's say building railroad infrastructure. That's what I agree with.
Yeah, that's the aspect of like, yo, I like this guy. He's into that. But like, if I heard around like, oh, he hates like something I like, I was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
But what I don't like about him is being a little bit too creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's most like old men.
What?
Yeah.
All right, let me be on it. Like, I knew for a fact it was either Trump or Biden. One of them was still going to screw our country. Like, the fact is that I knew that for a fact that it doesn't matter what one we had, we were still going to get screwed anyway,
Yeah.
The thing is that we need more than two parties in the country. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican.
They're like mainstream, so everyone just votes for one of the two.
Do you want to say something?
Yeah, Mayor
Oh
Piv,
gosh.
Mayor Piv, are you sleeping, little Piv?
Hello. Are you sleeping?
I think he is.
Oh my gosh.
I think, little Piv, you up?
Are you up?
Bud, are you up?
Gosh.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think.
he's
Yeah, I think he fell asleep.
dang. I believe he's at 1 a.m.
Yeah, it actually 2 in his country now. It's now 2:20 in his country.
Yeah.
But
Where's he live?
United
Where's he?
Kingdom.
Oh,
He
Across the pond.
I've been there.
but yeah,
That's all right.
but Brightline out we doing great because they're out we both be opening up the extension to Orlando soon.
Yeah, true. The airlines are going to compete against Brightline no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
As long as Brightline keeps their low fares, they should not have a problem with that.
And that thing, Brightline done said that they're going to keep their low fare. Heck, they're actually cheaper than Amtrak.
Yeah.
The thing is that Amtrak need to get its act together and improve it, tough. Am I right?
Well, Amtrak's biggest problem from what I noticed is there a shortage of equipment. Every single time I've been on an Amtrak train, it's packed, and there's no room. Northeast Corridor trains, they'll run like 10-car-long trains. They're still packed. Every seat's full.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're ordering the new equipment. They're only coming with like 7 or 8 cars. So I don't see how that's going to improve much.
I know.
I mean, they can order more.
They're probably going to order more, you know?
Yeah.
Same with Amtrak. If I would Amtrak, like, have them get that stuff done fast, you know? Like,
Well, Siemens only has one plant, which is really stupid. They should open up a second plant somewhere.
I know. Heck,
The East Coast, probably.
my point.
They got I think SEPTA might buy more ACS-64s because they got the new cars, Amtrak, all the Empire stuff, and the Northeast Corridor stuff. ALCs because they need to go Wilmington. Transport would be less. VIA
And don't forget
all that stuff.
And don't forget about Brightline too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brightline might be here.
So I guess a Siemens factory in the East Coast of the United States sounds interesting.
Heck, it
Cuts costs.
my thing is best way to put it, and it might sound crazy, it might make me look dumb, would be South Carolina, you know?
I mean, I guess. I feel like something like in the Northeast would be good.
Yeah, true.
But the thing about it,
around,
Brightline, you got Brightline,
There's a
and
bunch of abandoned, like,
you,
I think the Northeast Corridor sounds suitable for another factory.
that,
I
and
mean, they could put it along the corridor somewhere if they could find a spot.
Yeah.
the only reason I have to agree with that because there's hardly no room now, you know?
Yeah.
Unless there's an abandoned warehouse on the Ethan Allen Express.
Mm.
It's in Albany. I know where it is. That would not be a good spot because it's right in the middle of the city.
It would.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been there a few times. They have like one spur trick. That's it. Like it would be fine if like no, not really, because you'd have to get like you could bring everything in by train. I guess it would be but then again you have the building and stuff to support all the heavy equipment, and it's not that big of an area, so you can't like do much there.
True.
Well,
I was thinking about the building that caused the entire an Amtrak delay.
well,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like right in the middle of the city of Albany.
and
Okay.
reason why I say in South Carolina is because one, we actually got here where I live in Ravenel, we got big open areas of land where there used to have been some factories at because we had, like farming factories, like that did all the corns and stuff and all the wheat and all the, cotton and all that. Like we had all that out here, and some of the factories that you've been out here are all torn down, but the land is open, it's big enough. And we got another train going by.
I mean, Alstom's has it down because they bought Bombardier, so they have all of Bombardier's factories to make stuff. They're making the new Acellas in New York. They're doing all that.
I'll be honest. I think the new Avail Liberty with it, the new Acela, I think they're going to build a lot of those.
They're building 24 or 26.
My point, my thing is, if I were them, I would do about 50. 50 would be enough right there.
No, they don't run that often.
Heck, having what?
I feel like 30 would be a safe number. You could run extras on holidays. You'll have equipment extras in case one breaks down. You have one ready to go.
I know. I think when California High-Speed Rail finally get complete, I think the Avail Liberty fleet is what they're going to go with,
They're either going to do that or they're going to do the Volaro D like Brightline's doing. Either or could operate on 25 kilovolts, 60 or 50 hertz AC, so it's fine.
I've heard that they're trying to electrify the national rail network in the United States.
That would the oil lobbyists would not well, I had like a spaz there. The oil lobbyists would kill themselves if that happened. So I don't think they would let that happen because they have a big thing over the U.S. government. They bribe them and shit.
Oh,
yeah, true.
I'm
Hey.
starting to sound like an ARC stream, but like it's really what happens.
Little Pip, are you up?
Are you snoring?
He-
Snoring, goddamn.
Ah,
Hey,
mi-
dude. Little Pep.
little
Jeez. You guys, no one's.
No, he's goddamn.
Oh my gosh. He's a way too.
Yeah, I won't blame it or Pip because it is very late in his country. It is about 2 a.m. So
Yeah.
so I don't blame him because it is late over there, you know.
True.
Excuse me.
But
Let's see. Let me check.
Excuse me, I
Let's
burped.
check
I'm
UK
so
time.
sorry.
you're excused, Valley Pooh. But
Yeah, but it's 2:27 a.m.
oof. But it's something I'll be on it about. James, that I'll be on it about with Brightline is that they are technically Amtrak competition, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Amtrak has like one train day between the two, and I would see why you probably wouldn't want to hop on the Amtrak train between. But like, let's say you want to go from like Washington D.C. to like Miami, you're not going to switch to Brightline in like Orlando. So it'd be much easier to stay on Amtrak.
The thing is that I agree with you, Valley Pooh. Or not. Sorry, I got distracted by my wife. But Brightline and guys, this is what I'll be on about. But I do agree with that. But I do see Brightline at Amtrak black competition, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't see that happening.
Well, but then again, California High Speed Rail's competition, and so is Texas Central, that still even exists at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It pretty much doesn't. Like they owe money to the government. Their offices are like out for rent or whatever the hell they had.
I know, and
No,
you know, the crappy thing is that the lobbyist knew it was going to happen. They just had to wait it long enough to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just effed up that they allowed them to get away with this, you know?
Yeah. I burped there. My bad.
It's alright. But hopefully in the future we might have someone else try to do this and this time make sure they weren't because let's be honest.
It would be a good route.
It would
Like,
be.
it would be profitable. Both places are huge. Have huge populations.
Like they're huge cities, you know, let's be honest.
Yeah, but the other problem with Texas Central would be there's no good metro in either of the cities, really.
I know.
Because like once you get there, it's like, oh well, now where do I go? Like I'm here, and now there's no metro. Like I mean, I used to get like a taxi or an Uber or something.
Well, thing is that Dallas and Fort Worth, they're right now rebuilding their metro from the ground up. Heck, they got now commuter rail.
Yeah, they had commuter rail. I know that. That's good.
Like so Dallas and Fort Worth are on it. Houston is going to be the one that we got to figure out how the hell we're going to do that, you know? Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And that's the thing. Most people don't realize that because let's be honest. Commuter rail in the country, like commuter rail is slowly making a comeback because they're actually planning to do a commuter rail system in Jacksonville because I heard about that, you know?
Yeah.
Like Jacksonville does need commuter rail. It's getting big enough where it needed. Technically, it already is big enough where it needed.
Yeah.
I guess, by the way, speaking of commuter rail, I think I could see Brightline expanding to Jacksonville, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, they said they were going to do that after they're done with Tampa.
like
They said they were going to finish Orlando, then they're going to focus on West, then they're going to come back and do Tampa and then Jacksonville.
that's a bad idea because once they get done with the Orlando team, that they, if I was them, that I would focus on next and not get into Tampa, get to Jacksonville.
Tampa's a lot closer and it's more populated.
Exactly, because if they try to go to Tampa, they're going to be shooting themselves in the foot before they.
No, I just said Tampa's more populated and it's closer to Orlando than Jacksonville. Jacksonville's a lot farther north than any of their points.
It's true, but if you think about it, you got more NIMBYs heading to Tampa. You know, like.
Okay.
Tampa got a lot of NIMBYs, not in my backyard type of people and suburbanites.
No. Let's mention bananas. Building absolutely nothing anywhere near anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I was the one that brought that banana term. Well, there was a libertarian that brought that banana term.
But am I right, guys? Like,
1 million.
Because I do
Tampa
see.
has almost triple the population of Jacksonville.
Good point. You do got a good point.
That was my point. They have a pretty decent sized downtown. I'm assuming a lot of not as much like car people like probably stay because that's where you find downtowns. People who don't have cars and stuff big or not suburban areas. Can't talk. Urban areas.
Plus, there's a trolley system there in Tampa.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is true. True. Tampa does got a trolley system. It's just that I'm worried about is that, the NIMBYs in that area, because I heard how bad the NIMBYs are in Tampa because everybody say Miami have some of the worst NIMBYs in Florida, but no, what I heard from people who came from Florida is Tampa.
Well, yeah, but both of those NIMBY areas are the suburbs of those cities because Miami has a much bigger suburb-like area than Tampa.
Yes, we call
Or
it
other way around. Tampa has a lot more suburbs than Miami, but both have very urban downtown areas.
So Palm Beach, Broward, and Dade are the Miami metropolitan area.
Yeah,
I used to live there. It's really big.
Well, I'm an hour and something north of New York City, and I'm technically in the metro area.
Mm-hmm. But saying that
because the commuter trains come up as far as us, so it's the commuter area.
It's not cool.
But
Tri-Rail actually services 3 counties, which is called Tri-Rail. You ever heard of Tri-Rail?
Yeah, I've heard of Tri-Rail.
The word tri is actually 3.
Yeah,
It serves 3 counties.
mm-hmm. You're right. And now, saying that I'm looking forward to it, if they do go to, when Brightline does go to, or not Orlando, but Tampa from Orlando, there is going to be a little corridor right there in Orlando for, Sunrail.
Sunrail's Orlando in Miss what the hell is it? Oh, Kissimmee. Kissimmee and Orlando is served by Sunrail.
Well, Gene is, I know for a fact, Sunrail is about to connect with Brightline in the future.
Well, I thought Sunrail was going to go to the airport.
It is.
And then bring people downtown. I thought that was the plan.
They have a plan called the Sunshine Corridor.
David?
Yeah. And Brightline is part of that plan. Which I could see, and, Disney is kind of screwed out of it anyway because Disney don't even want to work with Brightline anymore.
With that. They're like, oh, well, Universal wants it. Now we don't want it. It's really stupid.
I know, and funny thing is, they can't stop it now because even though they can't even...
Yeah, Universal gave them free land to build on. They're like, hell yeah, I'll build my station here.
Yeah,
and Disney messed up.
Disney messed up because now Disney is probably going to have problem now because, let's be honest, Disney...
they have their buses from the airport, which I've been to both. The buses are extremely annoying to get to Disney.
Oh, they're ending that. They're ending the bus service.
What?
Yeah, the bus service, they're ending it. The the bus service from the airport to Disney World, they're actually ending it. They're not doing it anymore.
Oh gosh. I thought they were planning on still doing it because I thought Brightline was like.
Must be Chapek's way of doing it.
I guess.
And
Bro, this man needs to calm down. God, he turned over too, so that's why like basically like 10 times as loud.
dude, I'm not gonna lie, this is funny, you know.
By the way, speaking of Chapek, I think he stepped down and Bob Iger is back as CEO.
What?
Bob Chapek, the CEO of Disney, has already stepped down.
Yeah, he did. It's true.
Which I don't know if that could change Brightline's deal or Disney's deal with Disney's relationship with Brightline. I don't know.
Well, what I heard that Brightline is still gonna, not go to Disney World, but go to Universal Studio.
I like Universal better from the two because Disney's like more geared for like little kids. Universal's more geared for like teenagers, I guess.
Teens and adults. I would go to Universal any day.
Yeah, no, and Universal, I like the characters better. Like, I don't care about Disney. Like, they have like Hulk and like all like the superheroes and stuff at Universal, like that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Cinderella story, stuff like the princesses, stuff like that.
No, I know that. I don't care about that. I want to go like on the Spider-Man side, whatever the hell if I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
I probably still have been there.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Jurassic Park and all that stuff. Like that's probably my favorite area.
Mm-hmm. And when
I
not,
used to like Cars so much in Disney.
Yeah. What?
I was a Lightning McQueen fan.
I like cars. I don't like hate cars. I just think if you want to have clean transportation, trains are the way to go.
yeah,
I
and
don't know, but
and if we want to have variety and freedom, we need that variety.
No, we have trains. Like, I mean, for some places, I might rather take a car, but like if I'm going long distance, I'd probably take a train. But I like trains better than flying. Like, not even the flying's like annoying. It's like that's like the aspect of it. Like, oh, the food's not that great. You don't get a good view at the window, and you got like the ear thing. Like when you land, like your ears pop. That's annoying. I can't hear normally for like an hour and a half after I get off the plane.
Exactly.
not to mention the rude passengers that every single flight attendant has to deal with.
Let not forget about the flight attendant themselves being complete psychos. Like if we remember about 5 years ago, so about that one person getting kicked off of United for no reason. You remember that doctor? And it was all caught on video.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. The airline, they're too big for their britches.
Well, it's not. I wouldn't say it's that, but like, I think it. I don't know what's going with that.
But yeah, I have to agree because the airline, they're too big for their britches, and they've been getting away with too much stuff.
Yeah.
And let not forget the lobbyists that are part of them. We might need to kick them out for right now because I think he's sleeping.
Yeah, the stories like make me laugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
How can you actually kick him out though? You're.
I'm not going to remove him from group because that would be a bad idea.
No, let's meet him.
You're actually the owner of this group, so yeah.
Oh yeah, it's you.
Or let me. I got to figure out how to do this. Oh, I actually muted him. There we go.
All right, man.
All right, come on. 1 minute. Come on. Or
I don't blame him for sleeping in the middle of the live stream right now.
I have to agree with that because I'm not being a jerk. You know?
You know what? I think I could do this. You're the group owner, okay?
Yep. Let me 1 minute, Brightline. I gotta.
Listen, if you don't know how to do it, I could do it as well.
Yeah, I don't know how to do this, you know?
Give me the ownership to me. Give me the ground.
Like,
Let me try to do it.
how do I add you admin?
How do you add admin? I thought this isn't a server. This is a group chat. Yeah.
Hope we get. All right.
You know what? The least we can do is move to the ARC Grand Central Terminal to General.
Am I still in that server?
Yeah, you're still in that server, man.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, we can go there.
Yeah, we could go there.
Yeah, true.
All right. Let me start a call in there, and we'll invite.
You see?
All right.
All right, we're moving over because little Pib is kind of pooped out. He out cold. All right.
There we go.
All right, that better. All right, Mayor Piv went out cold. Am I right?
Yeah, true.
Like, not trying to be mean, but he did fall asleep. I don't blame him. It's technically 2 a.m. over there.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I absolutely know what you mean. Which is easy. Easy. I could actually put a video right now. I could put YouTube here. Okay, let's see here.
But yeah, but
Let's watch a preview of the 12th American Rail Club video. What?
Oh, Brightline, we can't do that because YouTube would probably flag my video for that.
Oh yeah, true. Man, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
let not forget because you don't want to destroy the live stream for that because YouTube did not take it kindly to, YouTube are using our people videos and part of their live streams anymore.
I see.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man.
Did I don't like Susan. God awful person. Am I right?
I don't like her at all, no.
Like, she need to be removed. She's destroying YouTube. Am I right?
Who?
Susan.
Absolutely right.
The one who owned YouTube.
Yeah.
Susan.
Yeah. Yeah.
She looked, I'll be honest, she looked like a Karen.
True.
You're gonna get banned now.
Watch out, man.
Heck, I'm just proving my point,
Yeah, true.
Heck, if they ban me, it'll prove my point,
Yeah.
But let's be honest, some of the crazy stuff that's been going on in rail right now at the bunker, and with new commuter rail systems slowly popping up, that'll be a good thing,
Yeah.
And it's something else I'm going for you. You guys remember Roadrunner in Arizona? Like Roadrunner, if they started operated in 2008, but saying is it the state of Arizona, or not Arizona, New Mexico got their act together. Like New Mexico was smart enough to get their act together and get commuter rail working,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, let's be honest, before 2008, in order to get there, you would have to do, other stuff, like buses, or a car, but now you can take a train. Am I right?
Yeah. I'm gonna show you. Let's see about Amtrak Arrow.
Arrow, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that news. I usually follow Amtrak.
Oh yeah, you talked about the Aero train in California.
Yeah.
That is a smart idea. Heck, that could work here in South Carolina in multiple cities. You know, like let's be honest.
Wait, what are you talking about?
My state, South Carolina, the state I live in, and California with the Aero. You know that new commuter rail system in California?
Oh, I think you're talking about the Amtrak, like the Siemens trains Arrow, not that. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, that right.
You're gonna debut this stuff in 2026.
What?
You're gonna You're going to debut this the Amtrak Arrow in 2026.
Yeah. Hopefully the newest fellows will be in service by the end of the year. They're supposed to enter service like 2 years ago. Well, yeah, I guess 2 years ago. It's 2023 now.
No, the only reason everything to take it so long with that is because one, that
Well,
a
you're finding issues with
corridor.
it.
It's not with the train.
Your interiors look stunning. Look at it.
Like,
What?
ooh,
I mean, look at the interior.
that
Looks much more like the Shinkansen.
looks up like you would see on Brightline too, you know?
Yeah.
Same thing as Brightline.
Meaning, yeah, Amtrak is taking notes from Brightline. You know what? Be on it. Amtrak.
Yeah, I hope they could do a similar approach to Brightline,
And
which they're doing right now.
the thing that I'll be on it about like Amtrak being smart, and now if they do this, they can actually work on doing regional areas too, like for like smaller area that would be good for commuter rail. Like if y'all remember, the Aero train in California.
Yeah.
Like, that would do good here in South Carolina, like in my city of Charleston. Charleston would do good with it. Columbia, Greenville, Spartanburg, like, there are so many cities here in South Carolina that would do good with commuter rail.
I think there's Amtrak Carolina. Amtrak has a Carolina corridor train.
That don't come to South Carolina, only North Carolina. North Carolina is one that got commuter rail. We don't.
It was called the Carolinian Piedmont train.
That-
Carolinian is a different train. That goes to Charlotte, I think.
Yeah, Charlotte.
Yeah.
From New York. David gets the 2 silver trains that go to Florida, and he gets the
Palmetto.
Palmetto. Yeah, I
And-
got Palmetto last year.
And also, we get the auto train that go by.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop.
I know, the auto train don't stop, but it goes through Charleston.
Yeah.
The problem is that we have the capacity for more commuter rail. It's just that, they don't want to do it. And the thing is that we need it bad.
They should add a second Palmetto every day. It would leave Penn later, and the northbound one would leave. Oh, I gotta go.
Oh, you got
It would leave Charleston earlier.
All right, Jane. Before you go, it's up and he already left. But Brightline fan, did what I'm going to say. And did something I am thinking about.
What?
About like we need one. If we get 2 extra Palmetto train and 2 extra Sewer Meteor, like 2 that come to South Carolina in the morning with Palmetto and 2 Silver Meteor, that would be great,
I was thinking about 4 trains a day.
Yeah, technically 6 would be better,
Yeah, true.
Heck,
Let's say 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 2 in midday, and 2 in the afternoon.
Heck, and that would be same with the Sewer Meteor too,
True.
because the Palmetto it stops in Georgia. It terminates in Georgia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
the Silver Meteor are the one that keep on going. We know it. The Silver Meteor top in not Florida, but Georgia. My bad.
Yeah.
The Palmetto is the one that head all the way down to Florida.
Uh-huh.
But it would do good, you know?
Yep.
People that don't realize it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Am I actually right?
Yes, you're right.
Heck,
You're right,
and thing is it that Charleston, we got the capacity for a commuter rail system. Heck, problem is that we can't build a Union State into downtown, or technically we can, but it cannot be in the middle of downtown Charleston anymore. Thing is, it got to be right there near the coast, you know, like near to the port. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The area I'm saying about it right there near the Battery, which is what we call it, it right there near the historic district. It in the touristy area, you know, where all the historic area is.
Uh-huh.
My point is that we could do like it's not a unit Jayton, but it a big 3-track shuttle train Jayton, like we can have like every 20 to 30 minutes passenger trains coming in back and forth. And the thing is with that, and what I was thinking of is that if we work that in and do like then we can actually do a train from downtown Toronto to the Amtrak station into Somerville, you know?
Yeah. True.
Like, we have the capacity, you know? We do have capacity for it. If that everybody to refuse to say, oh no, it can't work here, bullcrap, yes it can, you know?
Yes, it can. It could actually work.
Because we get a lot of tourists. Heck, we get a lot of other stuff too, you know what I mean?
True.
We get a lot of tourists, and a lot of people, you know.
Personally, that benefits the tourist industry in the state.
Exactly. And the thing is, if we, you know, because if we're going to go to the airport too, we're going to have to build the tracks underground, you know, because of how the airport is built. We're going to have to build it where it go under the airport into the area where it need to be, you know?
Yeah.
So that
Demetrius has... Okay.
You could say it's up a bright line.
Demetrius still has to do that video of 2023. Can't wait. What the railroad industry could have in store for us.
Oh, I know.
Things are going... I bet this one's going to be a roller coaster ride.
It's going to be a crazy year for a freight railroad. That for sure.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that I do see more... I already am seeing there are probably going to be more new freight railroads. Not class 1, but class 3s, you know? We're probably going to be seeing a lot more of them this year. You know?
Oh, yeah. I think, what about the FEC? I think when the class 1s are having their problem, I think this might be their advantage.
Like,
become the class 1.
Heck, if I was FCC or the Florida E-Coast Railroad, expand into Georgia. No excuse. Expand into Georgia. You're a regional. You're technically one step away from becoming a class 1. If I was them, expand into Georgia, expand into Mobile, Alabama, like, let's be honest. If they extend into them two area and do what they're doing with their, you know, LNG locomotives, like, do that, they can actually save more money, make more money, expand out, and plus they do local freight. They don't do the BS that the class 1s do. Like, if I was for the E-Coast, I would do it and take advantage while I can, you know? Am I right? Because...
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Because, let's be honest, if the freight railroads want to do great, we got to, you know... They got to give up the PSR, you know? the class ones, if they want to save their behind, they gotta give up the PSR, double track their freight again, stop with the less train, but do more trains, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, little Pib back.
Oh,
Hey, little Pib, you up?
little Pip.
Little Pib?
Well,
Hey, sorry.
I'm still sleepy, by the way, but
Sorry.
at the moment I am up.
Little Pib,
Dude,
you know you was...
bro, we know you were snoring right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro, but you can actually sleep, man.
Yeah, you can sleep, Bub. We'll invite you to another live stream. You need your rest, Bub.
Yeah, you gotta rest, man.
Yeah, trust me. The rest you need. And we're just looking out for you. Am I right, Brightline?
Yeah, it's the best we can do. Well, that's what friends can do.
Mm-hmm. Because we can tell that you're tired.
Very much appreciated, but Dave, I've sent you a server request.
Oh, hold on. Let me
I
check.
haven't joined it yet.
Oh, let me check. I checked because me and Brightline were talking about commuter rail and all that.
Yeah, and Gort was here for a while you were sleeping.
Yeah, dude, we literally got you snoring on the live stream.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I mean, it's morning where I am right now. If this was afternoon or morning, like 10 or 11 o'clock a.m. my time, then yeah, it would be fine. But literally like 1 o'clock to I don't know 5 o'clock in the morning, everyone's supposed to be asleep by that time.
well, don't blame me. Blame the time zone.
We know. Hey, well, we understand, Bub. Oop. Nope. Oop.
Yeah.
And it's a... What the... What the freak did happen? All right, there. I'm back. My bad.
Oh,
Discord decided to act a little dingling a little bit. My bad about that.
Oh, Discord could do that to anybody.
Oh my god. Yep. But we understand, little Pib. You know, we just looking out for you, bub.
Yeah. By the way, don't worry about me, little Pip.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, don't worry, man.
Yeah. We're just looking out for you, man.
Yeah, we're just looking out for you.
I very much appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Very much appreciated. And I appreciate.
Get a little rest, man.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little bit
Oh
of
my
rest.
god, I think I'll be fine. I can hold off for the next few minutes. I'm only waking up. It's fine.
All right.
Oh.
All right, we understand. But yeah, Mr. Pib, you know the little Sheeman Ford trains?
Yeah.
You know we're doing a lot more of those here in the U.S. now. Like, am I right, Brightline?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of those in the United States.
Like the airline. Like, there are a lot of airlines in California that are doing commuter rail with Seaman Forge. We even got some in Canada. We got one in New Jersey. We got 2 in Texas. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely right.
And that I'm looking forward to, you know, because that's something good.
Yeah.
My hope is for it to have more commuter rail lines like that, because let's be honest, if we did the Seaman Forge here in South Carolina, here in my city of Charleston, and do commuter rail, it could work. You know?
Uh-huh.
And that's something I do
Yeah.
support. But yeah. So Brightline, what do you think about more commuter rail here in the U.S. and how commuter rail is starting to pop up more?
Well, I think that the commuter rails could help commuting a lot
Be
more
classy.
easier. You could actually
Mhm.
commute from
Be
one station to
classy.
the other.
It is?
No.
I've rode a
Like a media
commuter
star.
rail line once, and
Ah!
it's rail.
Am I right? Well,
Yeah.
You learned that from the group, right?
but yeah. But I agree with y'all. Like, let's be honest. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing more commuter rail because if more commuter rail is popping up, that will be amazing, you know?
Mhm.
Because in our lifetime, we could probably see more commuter rail popping up than we had a long time ago, you know?
Yeah, true.
And that's something I'm looking forward to, you know? Heck, it'll be beneficial, am I right?
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Heck, the area that I do see getting commuter rail here in South Carolina for, or not South Carolina, but here in Charleston for, is downtown Charlton to Somerville, then downtown Charlton to Goose Creek, downtown Charlton to West Ashley, then down to Ravenel where we live. Because
Mhm.
Ravenel is right out you get right in the outskirts right before you get into the country, you know? So
Okay, I'm going to research some commuter rails popping up in the U.S.
because it's big, you know?
There we go. It's going to take a while. All right. Let's just. All right. Here.
Alright. Hey, little Pip, I joined some of your groups like you sent me to.
Okay. Let's see. The A train in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a new one in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Altamont Corridor Express, Caltrain,
Mm-hmm.
Capital Metro Rail, Coaster,
Mm-hmm.
The fuck?
uh,
sorry.
Go Transit,
I
Long Island
was
Road.
not so
Oh, those
classy
are
with
old
that,
ones.
sorry.
Let's see.
Looking up new ones, you know?
Sure, David. I was not so
Okay.
classy.
Lone Star Line. Never heard of that one.
But I know for a fact we got new commuter rail system popping up in the U.S. Like, let's not forget about the Music City, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know the Music City in Tennessee?
Yeah.
That one, we also got Roadrunner, which started in 2008. They have not hit 20 years old yet, and they're doing good.
Oh, Alaska Railroad is trying to propose a new commuter rail service.
Wait, the Alaska Railroad? Holy cow.
Yeah, Anchorage.
That a big move. That's smart.
Yeah. In Ann Arbor, we got Wally.
Are you
Atlanta.
are you serious? We have a commuter railroad named Wally?
That's in Michigan.
Like, where at in Michigan?
In Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
That cool.
Atlanta, Athens, and Macon. In Georgia, we got the Georgia Rail Passenger Program, or the Georgia Grain Train.
With, if I'm right, that Atlanta, am I right?
Yes. Boston, South Coast Rail.
That's a crazy to think about it, that there are new commuter rail systems starting to pop up.
Yeah. let's see. Florida, Jacksonville, First Coast Commuter Rail. That's the one that you mentioned.
Yep. I've been talking about that. Any in South Carolina?
Let me see.
Oh, that was it.
North Carolina, Durham Way Corridor. Let's see. South Carolina. No. There's nothing in from South Carolina.
What about North Carolina?
Yeah. ¿Eh? Estoy hablando acerca de transporte público en los Estados Unidos.
Huh?
Con David. Oh, just talking to my grandfather.
Oh. But-
We got North Carolina. Triad Commuter Rail.
And where that going to be?
North Carolina.
In North Carolina.
Durham Way Corridor, also in North Carolina.
So,
And the Lynx Red Line, also in North Carolina, in Charlotte.
how come Charlotte have more commuter rail and then we don't have any? Like, seriously, there are 8 cities in South Carolina that could do with commuter rail. I'm not even lying.
And we have old systems that ceased operations. We have On Track from Syracuse, Champlain Flyer from Vermont, Pat Train from Pittsburgh, SEMTA in Detroit, Erie Lackawanna in Cleveland, Milwaukee Road in Wisconsin,
What about
Pittsburgh and Lake Erie.
Is there any in South Carolina that were retired or abandoned?
No.
Because I know for
I know for the fact that South Carolina hasn't appeared in the names list yet.
like how
Let me check.
how come? Because literally, South Carolina was the birthplace of passenger rail in the United States. Like,
Yeah.
how is that? That's actually a spit to our state face. Am I right?
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, true.
Because
That is kind of weird, man. You should have had it included in the list.
I know
Let's see.
because the best friend of Trenton was up and running by 1824. 1824, 1825. And it would carry passenger and freight. And it would the Southern Railway. The Southern Railway, but for actual railroad in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So that technically is a spat in the face,
Yeah, true. That's for South Carolina. Let me check for future. I was using Wikipedia for that source. Yeah, Wikipedia isn't the most reliable source out there.
True.
David, show some class.
We got the CityLinks Gold Line, Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'll call you out.
Northgate Link Extension, Seattle. We got Sound Transit. Green Line Extension, Massachusetts. Jeez.
There's something I'd say, like, South Carolina, we could do good with commuter rail. Like, literally, there are so many damn cities that could have good, reliable commuter rail here, and they don't want to bring it up,
I feel like
it kind of a spat in our face because I talked to some old guys and they had a commuter rail system from downtown Charlton to Savannah, Georgia, back all the way up until the 50s and 60s,
Yeah.
And Gene,
I don't know why they have left South Carolina off the list.
I know,
I mean,
like literally downtown Charleston, like we used to have a Union Station in downtown Charleston, and we all, and you remember what I told you what happened to that, you know?
yeah, it was called the first commuter rail system was called the Friend of Charleston, right?
Best friend of Charleston.
Yeah, best friend Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Am I right?
Yeah.
And the thing is that we really screwed up, you know? Like, see, I live in, and all, we do have partner train, but we don't have a commuter train.
This is the birthplace of commuter rail systems, especially the railroads in the United States.
Yeah, and it was the birthplace of the first railroad junction in the United States. We're here in South Carolina. Yeah.
I remember that there was this famous race between Tom Thumb and a horse.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first locomotive to be built in the United States?
First locomotive built in the United States was up in the Northeast, but the first railroad to actually have passenger operations was here in South Carolina.
Uh-huh.
Most people don't realize that, you know?
Yeah.
It's just that history have forgotten it, you know?
Yeah, they still have that. Did they still have that operational, or it's in a museum?
It in a museum. Me and Val actually visited. If you guys go to the first video where me and Val actually met in person and did what the video I proposed to her in person in, we actually walked around the best friend of Charleston.
Wow.
In downtown Charleston at the visitor center.
Dang.
And the thing is that the railroad that owns it in Norfolk Southern. Norfolk.
Yeah.
Technically, they do own it because technically the Southern Railway was Norfolk Southern. Am I right? Or technically Norfolk Southern was Southern Railway. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes.
And that's the thing. It's crazy when you did think about it. Am I right?
Yes. The actual Class 1.
The first Class 1 in the United States was Southern Railways.
Yeah. The Norfolk Southern Railway has had a lot of mergers throughout the years.
Technically, before it was called Norfolk Southern, it was Southern Railway. And saying it's that Southern Railway and the Norfolk Railroad, they both, merged into one to become Norfolk Southern, you know?
Yes. Their predecessors are the South Carolina Canal and Railroad. Chartered in 1827.
Mm-hmm. And that saying, most people
they actually owned the best friend of Charleston in 1830.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
There's another one that is the Richmond and Danville Railroad, the DNDR, R&D,
Mm-hmm.
in 1847. That was during the American Civil War.
Yep. A lot of
The City Point Railroad, established in 1938.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
And it was
sorry, you could say it, Brightline, my bad.
It was acquired by the Southside Railroad, and in 1854, after the Civil War, it became the Atlantic Mississippi and Ohio Railroad, AM&O, which was purchased in 1817.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy to think about all that. Am I right?
Yes.
But yeah.
That's Norfolk Southern's predecessors.
Yep. Now let's be honest. Norfolk Southern is not doing so good right now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Brightline, I need to ask, did you see that video of that Norfolk Southern train hitting that concrete beam on that truck?
What do you mean?
About a week ago, only a few days, exactly a few days before Christmas, a truck, you know them big concrete bridge beams? A semi-truck was pulling a concrete bridge beam to a new bridge that was being built. And what happened is that they got stuck at a traffic light and the bridge beam was still on the train tracks.
Oh my gosh, drivers doing their things.
And they were trying to get it over the railroad crossing because of how heavy it was. It was so heavy and it was so slow. By the time the back got over the track, it was too late. The train slammed in it so hard that freaking back in the concrete beam exploded.
Yeah, railroad. Did that happen in the railroad crossing?
Yeah, it happened at railroad crossing, and then a minute later, the train derailed. How hard it hit it actually caused the train to derail off the tracks.
Gosh.
And it was a mess. The train was derailed, cars piled up everywhere. And it was caught on video.
Yeah, I guess we should actually consider getting rid of railroad crossings in general. Make them safer.
Make them safer. Reality is we can't get rid of them. You know, there are way too many of them, and it's going to be way too difficult to do it. My thing is that we make them safer. Heck, put a beam that we come up to stop the car from trying to cross over, you know?
Yeah.
They do that in Europe. But Brightline, look up Norfolk Southern train hidden truck. Look up the video. Type Norfolk Southern train hidden truck.
All right.
Like, real quick.
All right, here we go. Oh, it hit a pickup truck, right?
No, semi-truck. Big semi-truck.
Oh. In Georgia, right?
No, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yes. Like. Like. You know what?
Oh, gosh.
You found the video?
No, I haven't found the video yet.
All right, type in train hit truck and derail in Tennessee. Oof. You found it?
Oh, yeah.
You found the video?
I found it.
What?
Yeah, I found the video, but it's actually a short.
Yeah, but watch that short. Watch it real quick.
That was about 5 days ago.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You see it?
Okay, let me try to mute this so we can't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, derailment aftermath in Collegedale, Tennessee.
Yes, you see it?
Oh my goodness.
Do you see how the concrete beam exploded on contact?
I'm seeing the locomotive. Oh my gosh.
Like violent, ain't it?
Yeah.
That, you know that's going to go down as one of the craziest train derailment on videos in a long time.
Well, at least the engines are intact, though.
They are, but they're probably internally and probably frame damage. If they got frame damage, they're probably going to get scrapped. You know.
They're not that damaged, not that badly damaged.
Good point, but literally they had to send both conductor to the hospital. They were injured severely. They had severe injury. Like they're doing better now, but it was a brutal wreck. And you know Norfolk Southern is going to sue the trucking company. You know that.
Oh gosh.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Like, because it was the trucking company fault. Am I right?
I remember this similar incident happening at
North Carolina.
Amtrak.
Yeah, in North Carolina. It happened with the Crescent, you know?
That was in a prairie town in Tennessee, I believe.
Yes. Not in Prairie Town, but up in the mountains.
Yeah.
But you seen how the freight cars after the train hit it started stacking up on each other?
Yeah. I've seen that.
That's crazy. That's it movie up right there. That stuff you only see in movies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, heck, I can at least show it in the video, but you know, gotta be careful on the. You can show videos, but you can't run the noise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was running it muted.
Yeah. That's it with YouTube. You can show videos, but you know, you can't, have the video playing the noise. But that is a crazy video. Like, just watching the train just stacks up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's it mind-boggling. Heck, and thing is, in Norfolk Southern, they are going to sue the truck company because it was the truck company fault. Heck, Amtrak even sued the truck company that caused their train wreck. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, can't the people to pay attention and look? Heck, if you have a heavy load and you see a green signal, wait until the train go by until the signal turn red. You know?
Yeah.
My point
All
is...
these crossings have a flaring red light.
Mm-hmm. Heck, check if a train is coming before then, you know? Heck, if it a blind corner, chill check.
Well, speaking of which, I was applying for a driver's, well, not a driver's license, learner's permit, and they give you that stuff in DMV.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously give you that stuff in DMV about how to look both ways when a train is approaching or not.
I know. And that's crazy.
How can you forget that stuff?
Like,
I want to.
like, seriously, like, how can they forget this? Like, literally, did with them crazy crap right here. Like, I remember this. They sent the conductors and all that to the hospital. Like, literally, they went to the hospital.
Yep.
Like, seriously. That was it mind-boggling when you did think about it. Oh, I got a different video from same train, but it's even crazier when you watch the full video. Because if you watch the full video, you can actually see the train car just stacking up. Like like, I'll be honest. I hope Norfolk Southern sue. Like, these people could have died, you know?
Yeah, true.
Oh, I just sent the Brightline. I just sent the actual full video. Watch this.
Oh, let's see. Where is it?
It in the greeting area in the group chat.
All right.
But
Let's see.
I'll be honest. On it, Norfolk Southern need to sue the people because they were irresponsible, you know? Heck, even the cops were there, you know? Like, the cops should have known better, you know?
Yeah, true.
Oh, look like we got Chicago Rail fan in chat, but
I see his comments though. I'm actually reading his comments right there.
But yeah,
He typed it in.
because it did crazy. Like, if you watch the full video, like, god damn, it's just fucking incredible, you know?
Yeah. Chicago Rail fan.
Yeah, he had me in the Discord, by the way. Hey, Chicago Rail fan, why not join the chat, by the way, bud?
Trendy Rails.
Like, watch the full video. Like, watch it until the end. Like,
Holy smokes.
like, watch how the cars are piling up after that. Like, you see it?
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to lie, but that was craziest train accident of 2022, you know?
Yep.
I can
That
officially,
was caught on camera.
I know, 2 different camera angles, 2. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And Jane I know there are probably 2 more cameras, Jane, because let's be honest, his security cameras caught that on video too. You mean know for a fact that they also caught it on camera. Like a Chicago Rail fan probably not going to join, but you know what I'm saying, Brightline?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And
the Chicago Rail fan said, I will in a bit.
he won't be able to because in the next 10 minutes I'll be calling it a night.
Yeah.
Because
I'll have to call it a night too.
I know, like, did for a few more minutes, and after that we're calling it a night. So sorry, bud, you waited too long. Am I right?
Yeah.
But let's be honest, Norfolk Southern, they have every right to sue the company, you know?
Yeah, they have the yeah, true.
Because them 2 conductors nearly died. Like, let's be honest, if that train was going a lot faster than it was, let's be honest, that concrete from when it hit that bridge beam, that would have been even harder projectile. It probably would have killed the conductors on contact, you know? So that would have been, 2 conductors dying because of a truck driver acting like an idiot. Am I right?
Right. So by the way, I was going to think about starting a live stream with the Rhodes Parade. What do you think?
Heck, that would be good. Like, heck, I would join the live stream, you know?
Yeah, true. Yeah, that would be not on YouTube because YouTube, I'll be on Discord.
I know. But it would help a lot, you know?
Yeah, true. I'm subscribed to a local news anchor in Pasadena.
Ooh. But yeah.
Yeah, so
But yeah, it's crazy. Am I right?
Yeah. I might have to stream it in the ARC Grand Central.
Yeah, that would
I don't know
probably
if
be
that's
good.
possible.
It is. You did gotta add Dimitri, you know?
I don't think Dimitri's way too busy.
Dimitri would probably not mind it, you know, because he let us do this, you know?
Yeah, true.
But yeah. But it's pretty good. Well, it did crazy. Now, I hope we start getting even more stuff with High Speed Rail. Heck, who knows? We might get even commuter rail in Trotland next decade or so, you know? Who knows?
Alright.
But yeah, but it's been a crazy start to the year. Or technically not a crazy start, but a quiet to start and a ramp up a little crazy to the year. Am I right?
Right.
But yeah, but you have a good night, y'all, and Chicago Rail fan and Little Pib.
Nice to meet y'all.
You talk to y'all later?
Yeah, we'll actually talk to you guys later.
All right. Later.
Bye,
Later, man.
y'all. Excuse me.
All right.
Oh God, I wasn't.
But yeah.
gonna see.
Did crazy. Alrighty, but I hope y'all enjoyed the live stream. And they're going to be a lot more crazed up to here. I'll be honest. They're going to be a lot more crazed up. But I hope y'all enjoyed the live stream. Please like and subscribe. And I'll talk to y'all later.
Bye, guys.
Have a night, and Happy New Year. Or technically, Happy New Year's Day to be more exact. Bye, guys. Have a great night.
Love you guys.